Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Sunday morning to you. I hope you're well. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend so far. And I hope the weather is better by you than it has been here by me. It has been raining all day long. It started raining yesterday. It rained from the time I got up to the time I went to bed. And then it's been raining again this morning. We are expected to get quite a bit of rain over the next week. So Mr. Wizard's not too happy about it because he has to keep cutting the grass like every 3 days. He's not a happy camper. But that's all right. I hope you guys are having better weather. I hope things are going well for you. I'm super excited for today because we are going to be starting a brand new project. This brand new project is one that we talked about at the beginning of the year when we were setting our goals. It is a Villa Rosa Designs pattern, and it is the super easiest pattern that you will ever work on probably in your lifetime. It is super easy. It's going to be extremely similar to a lot of patterns that you've worked on before. In fact, I'm sure that we have actually made this one on the channel sometime in the previous time and just didn't realize that we were actually doing it for this pattern. So it just takes one jelly roll. That's it. There's no extra fabric. There's no extra pieces. Nothing at all. So if you have a jelly roll in your stash right now, I'm going to challenge you to go find it. Bring it back to your machine and let's work on this one together because it's going to be super easy. And unlike all of our other projects where usually when we start a brand new project, we have to sit down and we have to iron it all out first, iron all the pieces and then cut up all the pieces and then start sewing. With this project, we actually start sewing right away. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're actually going to be starting to sew today, and then we're going to be cutting in things later. So it's going to be super fun and super exciting. Before we get into that, I want to make sure that I say hello to everybody in chat, so I'll pop in there. And I also wanted to remind you, in case you're interested in some merch, we've got these really nifty coffee mugs. They work really well. I use them a lot, all the time. We also have some drawstring bags and some t-shirts and other things like that. If you're interested in any of it, just do !merch in chat and you can take a peek at what we've got there. If you're interested in something else that's not listed, let me know about it. Maybe we can get it added to the store. Those things are never required. They're just things that help out the channel in the long run. So if you are interested, feel free. If not, that's okay too. The channel is always 100% free to watch. I also want to say a special shout out. We have had 8 new subscribers this week. I couldn't believe it. 8 subscribers. So thank you to whoever it is that's sharing the channel with your friends and family. I truly appreciate that. We've had 8 new subscribers. This number here is actually inaccurate. I did not get it updated this morning. It says 578. We're actually at 581, which is really exciting. So I'm going to have to make sure to fix that going forward. So that'll be exciting. Actually, I think it says 576. It should say 576. So I'll get that updated for the next time we get together. I've also posted a couple of previews on the channel for the month of June. I've told you guys this before. June is going to be really kind of a little bit of a hectic month for us. I've got a couple of mini vacations, extended weekends planned out with friends and family. So we're going to be so there's going to be some Sundays in there that we're not going to really have a live stream. So if there isn't anything on the channel for that particular week, that is because there isn't a live stream that week. I'm also going to try and add some extra live streams starting in July. Once things kind of settle down a little bit, you're going to start to see a couple more live streams in there during the month because I try and block it out for the whole month. So that'll be exciting for you guys. I'm even going to try, we're going to try this. I'm going to try and do one live stream during the week. I've talked to Mr. Wizard about it. I've talked to the kids about it. And we're going to try and do one during the week. It's going to be kind of late in the evening because I don't get home from work until pretty late. And then I still have to make dinner and eat dinner and things like that. So it's not going to actually start until after 7 or 7:30 p.m. Central Time. So it's going to be pretty late in the evening. So I understand if there are still some out there that are not going to be able to join us that late in the evening. I completely get it. I understand. But the good news is there'll be replays there, so you can catch up on the replays over the weekend or whenever you have a chance. So I'm excited for that. A reminder to everyone, if you are interested in joining the next Cotton Cuts PMQ, signups have already begun. In fact, they've sold out of 5 or 6 of the colorways already. I did sign up. I've signed up for Crimson Holdings, which is a gray, white, and red fabric line. It's really, really pretty. I'm really excited for it. So I can't wait to do that. So we're probably going to be doing that during the week, the live streams during the week for that. So that's going to be exciting. And I've got some other things kind of planned out for that. A couple of fun surprises in store for that as well. So look forward to that coming up on the channel. Lots of fun things are going to be happening here in July. I'm hoping things work out the way they're supposed to, and we might even be in a different studio in July. We'll have to wait and see how things go. So lots of things happening all at one time, and I am trying my darndest to keep up with the schedule and trying to keep you guys afloat as to what's going on. So thank you so much in advance for your patience as we kind of work through the next couple of months and get through all of this craziness. And hopefully by mid-July into August, things will have settled down and we'll be back to full force here, and even some extra videos on the channel. So that's exciting. All right, so let me take a drink of this, then pop in the chat, say hello to everybody there, and then we're gonna get started with our brand new project, Tiffany. So hold on, let me take a sip first. All right, so let me flip through all the way to the top because I know there's quite a bit of chatter this morning when I popped in. So thank you to everybody that comes in so early. My goodness, I cannot believe how many people show up so early and wait for me. I'm just absolutely floored by that. Brat46 was the first person in chat again this morning. I like to give a very, very special shout out to the very first person in chat. So thank you so much. They were there an hour before the channel started. So my goodness, the dedication that you show to this channel is just unbelievable. And I truly, truly appreciate that. It's just so wonderful. So thank you so much. And Campbell's Creation was in there to this morning. She said, "Hi, Tiffany." That's okay. It's the thumbnail can be a little confusing, but it's Danny. That's okay though. I appreciate it. I've been called worse. It's fine. So she's got her very own quilting machine now, so she can use the tips. Well, I'm here to help. I am not an expert, as the name indicates, but I'm going to try and help as much as I can. If you want, make sure you join our Facebook group. We have a ton of experts in our Facebook group. So make sure you check them out there because they're really going to be helpful. Hi, Linda. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Thanks so much for that. I really appreciate that. Jean, good morning. Jean was pointing out that we're at almost 600 subscribers, and she was asking everybody to share. So thank you so much for that, Jean. I truly appreciate that. I appreciate the love. Thank you so much for that. I really, really, really appreciate it. Chloe, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us today. I hope you're well. I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday so far. Hi, Nancy. So great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. She says, make sure you give a thumbs up. Yes, please do. Thank you. That really helps out the channel. Any type of interaction at all really, really helps out the channel. Just watching is a fantastic way to help out, but the thumbs up, a comment, any of those things are super, super helpful for the channel. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Brat46 wanted to know what song I was playing earlier, so that's actually why I was a little late. I wanted to make sure that I got that information for her. I use Pretzel Rock for my music. It's an app that is through Streamlabs. You can also go on their website and get it directly through there. It's mostly copyright-free music. Every once in a while you come across one that turns out to be copyrighted, and YouTube has a little bit of a temper tantrum about it, but I'm able to handle those pretty well. But I did post the name of that particular song and the artist, so there you go. You can take a look at that. A lot of times I'm able to find those on Spotify or even on YouTube itself, so hopefully good luck to you. I hope you're able to find it. Chloe says it's beautiful in Rhode Island. Well, Chloe, I'm jealous because yesterday we hit a high temperature. The high temperature was 66 degrees. It was a little chilly, if I'm being honest. Having been in the upper 80s all week, dropping down to that 60s, my back is just killing me from that temperature drop. And so today's supposed to be much warmer. Again, it is supposed to warm up, but unfortunately I'm not sure that it's going to be warm enough for them to open the pools. We were supposed to have all the pools opening today. The world's largest, the state's largest water park is literally down the street from my house here, and it was supposed to open this weekend, and I don't think it is going to open this weekend either. So unfortunately, those things may or may not happen. We'll have to wait and see. Jean says, unfortunately, it's raining here since yesterday also. Yep. Chloe says, I love a new project. So exciting. Chloe, me too. I get really excited. Don't get me wrong. I love working on all the projects that we have. And I'm like you guys. Well, maybe I'm not. I get bored really easily with things, and that's why we're constantly rotating out different projects on the channel. We're not working on the same thing every week because I get bored really easily. And when you get to the point where you're doing like episode 9, episode 10, episode 11 of the same project, it has a tendency to get, my brain kind of like just craps out and says, nope, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm bored. So it's really exciting for me to be able to start new projects on the channel, not just for you guys to share new content, but for me as well to kind of refresh my brain, focus on something different, be really excited. So the good news is that because we're constantly working on these projects, we are finishing them fairly quickly, I want to say. And so we're able to bring new projects in. Now, this particular project is going to be super quick and super easy. So I don't really think we're going to have a lot of episodes on it. I'm thinking 4 or 5 is probably going to be the max on this one because it's going to be really super simple and easy. But we'll have to wait and see. But yes, I'm excited for a new project as well, and we're going to get to that here in just a minute. I know, I'm just trying to get through all the comments. I appreciate everybody that's here today. My goodness. Patty says, hello, Danny. I'm drinking from a merch cup. Yummy. Oh, I'm glad. So am I. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you enjoy it. Thank you for that, Patty. I really appreciate it. And the purchasing of the merch, a little bit does go back to the channel. I think it's like 20 or 30%. So there's a little bit that goes back. And when I reinvest that money right back into projects for new fabrics and new patterns and things like that, or new equipment if it's really necessary. So yeah, every dollar goes right back into the channel. I don't use it for any of my own personal use. Everything goes back. Oh, I'm at 582. Oh, well, that's exciting. Thanks for that, Jean. She says I'm at 582. That number keeps growing a little bit at a time, so that's good. I'm glad. Hi, Fern. Good morning. So great to see you. Happy Sunday morning to you. I hope you're well. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Hi, Dawn. Hi, how are you? She says, good morning. Good morning, Dawn. So good to see you. Thanks so much. Jean says, hey, I don't go to bed till 2 a.m. in the morning, so no problem late night for me. Well, Jean, I'm kind of with you as well. I mean, I don't go to bed. I mean, I don't say that. I can't say that I stay up till 2 in the morning, but I do stay up pretty late. So it's not going to be too big of an issue for me, but I know it can be a big issue for some. July 25th, LOL, is my birthday. Well, happy early birthday to you, Brett. 46. I think that we'll have a live stream on the 25th. I'm not 100% sure. Mr. Wizard's birthday is also in July, so lots going to be happening in July. Sorry, just flipping through it. Sorry. Good morning, Jody. I saw you pop in there. Good morning. Just flipping through, trying to see if I can. I think Chloe says I'm a serial starter. I need to be a finisher. That's so funny. Absolutely, 100%. Hi, Cheryl. Good morning. She checked her thimbles, so I'm gonna say good morning to her as well. Hi, Katie. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. I'm hoping that I caught everybody. Sorry, just double checking, making sure I got everybody. Yeah, I think I did. If I missed you in chat, I sincerely apologize. Please make sure you say hi to me again. If you do the @ with the A, the A with the circle around it, and then you type in "So Not an Expert," it actually highlights it on the screen for me, so then I can see it that much better. So hopefully I don't miss anything. Everybody's checking their thimbles. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get started with this project. Again, if I missed you, please tag me so I can say hi to you. I don't see Lucas yet this morning, but Lucas is working for this park district now for the summer. And so he has to be up super early. That poor guy. He's going to be up super early because he actually takes care of the pool. So he gets the pools all ready to go, puts all the chairs out, things like that, opens up all the umbrellas, stuff like that, before everybody gets there in the morning. So he gets there super early. He does try to pop in usually later in the stream to check in, make sure things are okay. So unfortunately, we're probably going to be missing him a little bit this summer. We'll have to wait and see how things go. It's been one of those mornings. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I've got to apologize in advance here, guys. I don't know if you've already noticed it, but I've been like all tongue-tied. I am not sure what's been happening lately, but for the last couple weeks now, it seems like I can't find the words, and I'm not sure if I'm sure it's not anything medically related. I'm sure it's just because I'm trying to talk too fast and my brain is not working quite the way it wants to. But I am going to apologize in advance because sometimes that happens. I just kind of like lose the words. So, hi, Kathy. Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. All right, so we are going to get started with Tiffany. That's the name of the pattern. This is what it looks like. Super easy. It's basically just a bunch of strips sewn up together. And that's why we're going to be able to start with strips first. Good morning, Kelly. Thanks so much for joining us. Happy Sunday morning to you. I hope you're well. So we're going to be starting with strips, and that's why we're going to be starting with sewing first as opposed to ironing or cutting like we normally do with any other project. We're actually going to be sewing these up into strips. So as we need to take 8 random sets of 3 strips apiece and then 8 random sets of 2 strips apiece. So again, if you have a jelly roll out there or the 2 little bolly pops, you need a minimum of 40 strips of any color brand that you want. I've chosen this one. This one is Michael Miller's. It's called Marble. You guys are going to be able to see it a little bit more as we're working with it. But it's called Marble, and it's basically a bunch of rainbows, rainbow patterns, and you can see the swirly design here. It's kind of marbly. So that's the one that I'm going to be working on. Hi, Judy. Good morning. So that's what we're going to be using here today. So basically, all we need to do is take some strips. So let me go ahead and open this up. And today, for this project, I've decided to use something really fun. I'm going to be using a variegated thread. Now, I will caveat this by saying the variegated thread is polyester. Normally, I use 100% cotton thread when I'm quilting, but this one is polyester, so I'm sure it's going to kind of do things a little wonky when I go to wash it the very first time, but that's okay. I really wanted to use up this variegated thread. I bought this rainbow variegated thread when I was working on the rainbow Bargello, which I use as the channel's logo. So if you're familiar with the channel's logo, then you'll know that the Bargello quilt that's in the background is what I actually bought the rainbow thread for. And so I have 3 extra spools of it, so I'm trying to use it up on other things. So that's why we're going to be using it today. All right, let's pull this apart. I did grab my lint roller because it seems like jelly rolls just have a lot of lint. This one has been open on outside of the plastic for quite a while, so a lot of the lint on the outside is pretty much gone from it. But I'm going to grab it anyway. And then I always keep the rubber bands because you never know when you need rubber bands. So I always keep those. Sorry, something in my eye. There we go. All right. Okay, so we're going to unroll these pieces. Let's see, this is such a cool thing. I'm going to lay this out here so you guys can see all the different really cool colors that we've got. Lots of really cool colors. It starts with a really dark, like almost blackish brown, and transitions into lighter browns, and then into blues, and then into greens and yellows and pinks and purples, and I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. I'm gonna set that aside because I do keep those. All right. Use my lint roller a little bit here. We're going to be full of lint by the time this is done because that's what happens with these silly jelly rolls. But we're going to try. We're going to try now to mitigate some of it. So, all right. So first thing it says is we're going to make 8 random strip sets of 3. So I'm just going to grab 3 pieces at random. And I'm going to try and make this as scrappy and as random as I possibly can because I really want the colors to kind of... I don't want them to blend. I want them to pop. So we're just going to kind of grab random colors to go together. Wow, that one's really short. Oh, that's because it's folded. Deep. Okay, so that's my first strip. We're just going to go ahead and sew these up together. So I need 8. So tell me, what is everybody up to this week? What is everybody working on? Wow, look at some of these. This one is just so cool. Check this out, guys. I got to show this to you. Look at this. Look at that. It looks like tree bark. Isn't that awesome? Check out this one. This one is just so cool, too. Check it out. Look at the colors. Look at the colors. Isn't that just so cool? So awesome. So... I'm really going to be having a lot of fun with this one, I think. I'm going to grab this green here. We need a bright color. We'll grab this pink. So cool. I'm going to love this. This is going to be so much fun. Kelly says, breakfast is imminent. No problem, Kelly. We completely understand. What? Terry said she's blocked. How the heck did that happen? And how do we unblock it? That is so weird. Okay, let me see if I can fix this because we don't want that. I don't know what happened there. Let me see if I can fix that. Tell her I'm sorry. I must have clicked something. Because, you know, that's what happens when Lucas isn't here. I probably accidentally clicked something and... Jody's here, but she has to go back to listing. No problem, Jody. We completely understand. Yeah, I don't know why she would be blocked. That's so weird. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find where she might be blocked and see if I can find a... Sorry, guys. Give me a minute. I want to make sure because, I mean, she's obviously a lifelong subscriber. The last thing I want is that to happen. So let's see if I can find it. I don't know why that would have happened or even how that would have happened, but let's see. Jean says she's working on a total reorganization of all of her fabrics. Oh my goodness. My goodness. That's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah, Terry, Terry's watching right now. I just got a message from her. Terry, I'm really sorry. I don't know what happened, so I'm trying to figure it out. Give me a minute here. Let me see if I can figure out what happened. Oh, here we go. Blocked. Let's see. Oops, sorry. You're not listed there, Terry, so I'm not sure. What's hidden users? Approved users. Blocked words. I do not see why you would be blocked. You know, YouTube does weird things sometimes. They just do really weird things. Let me try one more thing. Let me see. Participants. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Terry, I am not sure. I don't... Because you're not on the blocked list, so I don't know why it would have blocked you. And I'm not sure why it's not working. I know that Chloe had the same issue. She had a problem too, so I'm not sure if she's able to help with it either. And unfortunately, Lucas isn't here, so I'm not sure how to... I'm looking. I'm not seeing anything that's jumping out at me. I mean, it shows a list of our blocked users, and you're definitely not there. So I don't know if I hit something this morning, or... I don't know. I don't know how it works. Let me just see over here. Let me try one more thing. Hi, Brenda. Good morning. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. It's so weird. Oh, Terry, I appreciate that. I am getting messages from her on Facebook. I don't know why it's not working, but hopefully we'll figure it out later on. Okay, now I just lost chat entirely. So hang on. There we go. Yeah, hopefully we'll figure it out. Maybe if Lucas pops in later, I'll ask him to look at it. But for now, unfortunately, we're going to have to keep moving here, Terry. I'm sorry. It was in my settings. Okay, well, Chloe, we'll take a look and see if we can figure that out. It might be on her side. It might be on ours. I'm not sure, but we'll figure it out. But we're really sorry about that, Terry. Hopefully we'll get it fixed soon. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get moving here with this. I've got 2 sets that I've laid out already, so let's go ahead and get those started. In the meantime, let me know what are you guys working on? What fun projects have you guys got going on? Chloe says she's doing laundry, so that sounds super exciting. Mr. Wizard does our laundry for the most part, so I don't have to worry too much about that. These are 3 strip sets. So we're just going to start sewing them up together. It's I'm kind of a little off because like usually when you start a new project, just like, you got to do all the ironing. I'm going to take this sweater off. It's really warm in here. First you got to do all the ironing, then you got to do all the really warm in here all of a sudden. All the ironing and then all the cutting, and now today we're going to start right into sewing. So that's kind of the fun part of it, is that you start off with the sewing, but at the same time it's like it's all throwing me off because I don't really know how to start when you're just sewing right away. There we go. Let's see if we can get this moving here. Come on. There we go. So now when you're sewing up these big long strips, one of the things you want to make sure that you're not doing is stretching. You don't want to stretch. You just want to let the machine grab the fabric. You're just holding it and you're just guiding it. You're not stretching. Because you can get these disoriented very quickly. You can get these kind of stretched out. So I'm just kind of making sure that the pieces line up and letting the machine take it from there. And I'm going to actually turn this up just a little bit. Hi, Melissa. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Happy Sunday morning to you. There we go. Now we're off to the races. There we go. Yeah, Terry, I'm not sure what's happening. I can look into it a little bit later. I'm sure it's a setting somewhere. I'm sure I've done something weird. I'm really sorry. All right. I turn the machine up a little bit, so this will go a little bit faster. Hi, Brenda. She says, what is she sewing on? Brenda, we are starting a brand new project today called Tiffany. That is the name of the pattern. It is a Rosie Quilt Designs pattern. It's one of those little postcard patterns. It's going to be super quick and super easy. It is basically a strip project. We're going to be taking a jelly roll, sewing it up into strips, and then cutting those strips at specific sizes and sewing it back together. This is not a Bargello. Please don't confuse it with a Bargello, but it's going to be very similar, I think. So the first step in this particular project is that we start sewing right away. And normally that's not something that we do with projects. We usually have to iron and then cut. But in this project, we actually start sewing right away, which is kind of exciting. And normally it takes us 2 or 3 episodes before we get into sewing, but not this time. The fabric I'm using is Michael Miller's. It's a jelly roll called Marble. I love Michael Miller fabrics. They're so bright and cheerful. I just love them. And I am using a variegated polyester thread, which I'm not really thrilled about using polyester. I usually use cotton. But I want to use up this variegated thread with something, so. There we go. All right, so there's one. We need 8 of these, so we're going to be here a minute. I love these browns. I mean, I'm not usually a fan of brown fabric, but even these are really kind of neat. I love the swirly design on it. So I was mentioning the Cotton Cuts PMQ for Wild West has started, or the sign up for that has started. So if you guys are interested in joining a Cotton Cuts project, you're definitely going to want to go sign up for it right now, because the bunch of the colorways are already sold out, including the one that I picked. I am doing Crimson Holdings, which is a gray and red. Really very pretty. It's out of my comfort zone. It's definitely not a color palette that I would have normally selected for myself, but I don't know, it just spoke to me. So I've decided that I'm gonna stick with that one. We're gonna be doing that one again as live streams, but we might have a special guest joining us for that one, and it's probably gonna be something that we're gonna do during the week. I mentioned it before, but we're going to be doing at least one live stream during the week starting in July. We're going to be doing them on Wednesday evenings, only once a month, not every week, just once a month. And so we're going to be doing our Wild West project on a Wednesday evening. But don't worry, we're still going to be doing our After Dark editions on once a month on Saturdays with my mom and Joyce. My mom and Cheryl. We are on clue. We're going to be on clue 5 of that one soon. We're about halfway there. Can you believe we're already halfway through? It's so crazy to me. So crazy. Chloe says, I saved up and I'm doing a small PMQ Delilah. Oh, Chloe, that's so great. I think Delilah, is that the green and the purple? Is it the same one that Katie signed up for? Because I had one that was my second choice, and I want to say it was the Delilah. It was a green and purple. That one was going to be my second choice. You know, I was too warm with that sweater on, and now I have a fan on, and now I'm too cold. So, you know, there's that to contend with today. Hold on. It's one of those things. You guys understand, right? It's like 1 minute you're too hot, then you're too cold. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Totally. So we're going to be doing the Wild West. I've also signed up for, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it or not, but Cotton Cuts is getting ready to start shipping another PMQ project called Flowers of the States, or something to do with flowers in the states of the flowers from each state of the United States. And so we're going to be doing that project. That one's probably going to be a video series. I need to wait until it comes in to kind of see if all the blocks that come in, because they said they're going to do it 10 blocks at a time or 5 blocks at a time. I need to see what the blocks look like before I figure out exactly how we're going to do that one. But I'm hoping to do that one as videos. You know, we're going to just release videos every week or so, or every couple of weeks for that one. So if you're interested in that, Not sure if they're still accepting signups for that particular project or not, or if they're all sold out. But that one looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. So there's going to be a lot of cotton cuts coming up here soon. And just because it's convenient, it's really easy to create video content with those. I really like their projects. They're a lot of fun. So lots are coming up here soon. There we go. All right, so there's 2 of them sewn up. We have to make 8, so let's grab a couple more. One of those. One of these. And one of these. I'm trying to make these really random and just kind of very scrappy. Music today is on point. It's really rocky. All right. I turned my machine up, the speed on my machine up a little bit, so it's also a little bit louder, so I apologize for that. Although if you guys like the sound of this, then it's some really nice ASMR. But you can see as I'm doing this, I'm just kind of letting the machine take it. I'm just letting it, I'm just guiding the direction of it, making sure the fabric is all, is matched up together. I'm definitely trying not to stretch anything so that nothing gets disoriented. This hand down here is very relaxed. It's just basically holding the fabric. And this one here is just making sure the pieces are lined up. I'm not actually holding the fabric really at all, because I don't want anything to stretch. The pieces never line up exactly perfect on the ends, and that's just because of, they do get a little distorted in the roll. But I don't worry about that. If one is a little bit longer than the other or a little bit shorter than the other, it's not that big of a deal because that's all part of your salvage anyway. So that'll just get cut off anyway. So I don't worry too much about that. Hi, Marie. Marie says she's listening while she's working on her cross stitch. Marie, we'd love to see pictures of your cross stitch project if you're interested in posting on our Facebook group. I do have a couple of cross stitch. See with the words again. A couple of cross stitch projects that I've been working on for years. Because I work on them for about 5 minutes, or not, well, maybe not 5 minutes, but maybe a couple of days, and then I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore because my eyes start to go cross-eyed. But I do have a couple of them that I've been working on for quite a while that I always like to go back to. Cross-stitching was one of my very first true traditional sewing projects. I started when I was a little kid. I was in 3rd grade. I remember my very first one was 3rd grade. It was a Cabbage Patch themed one. Unfortunately, I don't have it anymore. I couldn't even tell you what happened to it. It was a Cabbage Patch theme, and it was basically yarn. It wasn't embroidery floss. It was yarn, and it was a plastic needle, and it was that plastic, I'm talking about the plastic. I forget what you call it, but the plastic mesh. Basically, is how it started, but it was still a counted cross stitch because you still had to do X's. But it was like your very first one, like ever learning how to do it. I remember that when I was a kid. It was like 3rd grade, I think. Since then, I've done many, many cross stitch projects. In fact, I have one in my hallway, right here, just outside my door, that I did many years ago. It's garden flowers. And then I finished a Christmas one 2 years ago. And I haven't not mounted that one yet. I still need to mount it. Stretch it on the frame, things like that. Oh boy, this one's really short. Wow. Width of fabric is different for every fabric, it seems. So, don't get stressed out about it. It's okay. Look at this one. The difference in length between this one here and that one there. Yeah, there's a good 1.5 inches there. So, it's okay. Oh, Instagram. Yeah. She says she's going to post a picture of it on Instagram later. That'll be fun. We look forward to that. All right. Let me see how many of these I got here. 1, 2, 3. I need 8. So we got a while yet. We got a ways yet. Almost done full coverage for my eldest daughter. Oh. Good morning, Sean. Welcome back to the channel. Moldy lasagna. I'm listening while I'm driving while I drive at work. Well, I appreciate you being here. Appreciate you listening in on us while you're driving. Hopefully you're doing it safely. That's all we ask. There we go. Come on. All right. Ooh, Scarlett O'Hara from Gone with the Wind. Oh, that sounds amazing, Marie. That sounds absolutely amazing. What is everybody else working on right now? I know it's summer, so there's a lot of people, not really summer, just not officially summer yet, but weather's been nicer, so I know there's a lot of people out in their backyards. Everybody got their gardens planted. Mr. Wizard and I kind of gave up on a garden a few years ago because our puppies have a tendency to eat it before we can get it planted. So we just kind of gave up on that. Luckily, we have a lot of friends and family that like to share their produce with us, so we do still get fresh garden produce, which we're grateful for. All of the farmers out by me. I'm not necessarily in a farm country. I'm just kind of on the outskirts of it. As you guys are probably aware, the state of Illinois is very heavy on farming. But I'm sure most states are, honestly. But where I'm at, it's not quite farmland. There's only a couple of patches of it left. For the most part, it's pretty developed. But we're just on the outskirts. Just a couple miles up the road is all farmland. So the farmers have all been planting these last couple weeks, which is really neat to see. I love to watch them. I'm not interested in being a farmer. It's way too much work for me. But I do appreciate the farmers. I know how much work they put into it. And I kind of geek out a little bit with all the different farm equipment and what it's used for and how it's used. So I have a couple of YouTube channels that I like to follow on YouTube for farmers. I just absolutely love watching them. Kelly says, yes, our garden is ready. Sean says they always have a cross stitch with them in the vehicular with me. So for break time. Jean says, I'm working on Peaceful Garden, a mixture of quilting, applique, and embroidery in one small project by Hatched and Patched. Ooh, that sounds exciting. One of these days, I will get into applique. I have a project in one of the bins there that's a very simple applique project that I would really like to get into. Probably this fall we'll pull it back out because it's for leaves. But I would really like to learn how to do that a little bit more, because I feel like applique really opens up a lot of options for you, for us as creators. So I really want to get better at that. So I'm excited for that one. Eventually, we'll get there eventually. Kelly says, yes, our garden is ready to go. About to be 60 millimeters of rain starting around 10 a.m. in 45 minutes and lasting until 8 a.m. on Monday. Yeah, Kelly, sounds like you're getting what we had yesterday. It started at about 8:30 yesterday morning, and it did not end until sometime in the wee hours of the morning today, because it was still wet outside when I woke up this morning. So yeah, lots of rain. And then we're supposed to get 3 days of rain here during the week, so even more rain coming in. You know, rain is good, but at the same time we need a little bit of heat too. But we are big corn growers here in Illinois, and the corn really needs the heat. It needs the rain and it needs the heat. The saying that we use here in Illinois is knee high by July. That's how you know you're gonna have a good crop. If the corn is knee high by July. Say that a lot here. Oh, Kelly says she put some flowers in pots, and her hubby did some planting yesterday, so that's exciting. I honestly have not done any planting in all this so far this year. I've not done any flowers or anything yet. I probably need to. I have a couple of pots in the backyard that I like to put flowers in, just to kind of keep things, you know, bright and cheerful out in the backyard. But I just haven't this year. I've been struggling a little bit with motivation this season. I'm not 100% sure why, but I'll get there. And all this rain is not good on my back. It really bothers my back. I have back issues. If you're new to the channel, you may not know this, but I have terrible back issues. I have to be very careful with things, and when we get this much rain and the temperature fluctuates like that, it really just, my back just cries uncle. It just says, nope, you're not doing nothing today. That's what it says. So. All right, I think that's number 4. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's number 4. So we're about halfway with the first set of strips. So just, again, grabbing randomly one of those. And one of these. And then one of, you know what, I haven't used the blue yet. Let's see what we got for blue. Let's grab a blue. Oh, there's a gray in here too. Oh, look at that gray. It's like gray and purple. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera. This is so cool. So cool. Actually, since I got it in here, I'm going to take this one out and pull the gray instead. This one. Go. Kelly says, the outskirts of Chilliwack are farms. We are famous for corn. Our daughter used to sell corn for a local farm. They put out roadside barns out in the summer. Oh, that's kind of neat. Yeah, Illinois is big on corn and soybeans. I mean, I'm sure they have other crops as well, but corn and soybeans are the 2 largest ones. Like I said, I'm just on the outskirts. I'm just north of all of the big farmlands. You know, southern Illinois, central and southern Illinois is nothing but cornfields or farmland, really. I mean, you've got your bigger cities, but for the most part, the majority of the state is cornfields, is field still, which is nice. And I feel like a lot of states are like that too, and like not just Illinois. You know, I know that there's a lot of development in a lot of areas, but there's still quite a bit of farmland out there. We're just on the outskirts, so like if you drive 3 or 4 miles south of us, further south of us, because we're south of the city. But if you drive 5 or 6 miles further south of us, that's kind of when the cornfields start, and Not finding the song online. Oh, well, Brad 46, I'm sorry to hear that. Try going on Pretzel Rock. See if you can find it there. Yeah, usually I have pretty good luck finding it in on YouTube or on like a Spotify. I usually have pretty good luck when I'm looking for songs. But you can also find it, I think, on Pretzel Rock too. I'm just full of stuff here. We're also not. Mr. Wizard says we're also known for pumpkins. Yes, thank you, Mr. Wizard. Good morning, Mr. Wizard. By the way, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. Not that you have much choice. He is so excited to have chat, guys. It's so cute. He's so excited to have chat because now he doesn't have to yell down the hallway when he has something to say. I think it's fantastic. I love it. I appreciate it. Yes, pumpkins. Thank you. We're also famous for our pumpkins. Excuse me. Yeah, we've got a huge pumpkin farm not far from us. It's probably 10 miles from us. There's a huge pumpkin farm. I forgot about the pumpkins. Thanks for that. British Columbia has pockets of different crops depending on the terrain in parts of the province. Oh, yeah, for sure. 100%. Yeah. Sean says, I live outside Decatur. We have a buttload of corn here. LOL. I'm currently sitting in the NS yard at ADM. LOL. At the moment? NS yard. I can't remember what the NS yard. Now are you on trains, Sean? Or are you trucks? I can't remember if you're I can't remember. Yeah, I think you've told us once before, but I can't remember. Do you drive trucks or drive trains? I can't remember. Remind me again, please. I have family that used to drive trains, and I often get it confused. So. I hope you guys like the sound of my machine because we're going to be hearing that a lot today. This probably would have been a fantastic project for Lucas to start on because it's basically just a bunch of straight stitch sewing. Long pieces of straight stitch sewing. So basically this pattern, we're going to be sewing up these strips. Then we're going to be cutting those strips into specific sizes, which of course, because this is a pattern and it's not my pattern, I won't be giving you the exact cutting measurements. It's just kind of how I do things. But then we're going to be sewing those pieces back together, and it's going to be making basically a strip project. Here, I'll show it to you again in just a second. Here, let me show you. Kelly says the area around, yeah, I'm not going to even try to pronounce that, like, I'm sorry, is fruit trees and wine. Central British Columbia is full of ranch land, so beef, cows, etc. Yeah, we have a lot of ranches too. The Fraser Valley, including Chilliwack, is dairy, chickens, corn, mushrooms. Ooh, mushrooms. Yum, yum, yum. Trucks. Oh, thank you. I thought it was trucks. I felt like I was... I love the ASMR of the machine. Okay, well, Kelly, I'm glad you do. I thought it was trucks, but I was like, for some reason, trains popped into my head, and I wasn't sure why. I didn't understand that. So, but I'm glad that it's trucks. Let me show you guys what I meant by this. Let me show you. Here's it. Here, this is what the pattern looks like again. I'll show it to you again. So it's just basically a bunch of strip pieces that are sewn up together in the lines. Fairly simple, pretty easy. Kind of a bit random about the sizes that they're going to be in. And But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited for it. Something different. This one is not very technical, super easy. So if you're a beginner quilter, or you're, kind of having trouble mixing your pieces, or you've got this jelly roll and you're just not sure what to do with it, and you want to kind of keep it together, would be a great project for that. So like I said, I have this rainbow marble jelly roll, and I just didn't know what to do with it. And I decided that it would be a perfect project for this. Making sure I didn't run out of my bobbin thread. I pulled another bobbin today just to make sure that I could get through this. Plenty thread if I need it. There we go. Let's see. Kelly says it's kind of muggy, so have the window open while I can. Once the rain starts pounding down, I will close it. Not a problem, Kelly. We understand. We had the windows open here. Yesterday we had to do a little bit of painting on the floor. I know, you don't really want to paint in the muggy weather, but it was a necessary evil, unfortunately. So we did a little bit of painting on the floor yesterday, so we did have a window open for a little while. There's another purple piece. I want to keep these two as a two strip. I want to keep these two pieces as a two strip, so I'm actually just going to fold those up like that. Keep those together as a two strip. And then this one I want to keep as a two strip. So I have to do eight 3-strip pieces and 8 2-strip pieces. So I'm just trying to match everything up here together as I'm going through. So I want to keep those as 2-strip pieces. This one is I just love this fabric. It's just, I've showed it to you guys all once already, but this is the exact color of my bathroom floor because it looks like forest dirt. That's to me. That's what it reminds me of, the ground of a forest. And I just absolutely love it, and that's why my bathroom floor is this exact kind of like color palette. I just love it. Unfortunately, this roll has exactly 40 strips, and that's exactly how many we need for this project. So I can't like pull this one out and use it for something else, but it's just so beautiful. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Take these two, put these two together as a 2-strip. And honestly, all the pieces are going to kind of run together as it is anyway. So it's really, I think I'm spending probably way too much time matching these things up. I probably shouldn't be spending this much time doing it, but I am, because I'm crazy like that. I do weird stuff sometimes. This one, I think. Chloe says, my husband and I grow pumpkin for fun. He has grown up to 700-pound pumpkin in the past. Oh my gosh. What do you even do with a 700-pound pumpkin? Is it viable? Is it usable when it gets to be that big? Or is it really not usable anymore? I always wondered that. We're in good area for it. Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island have the biggest pumpkins. Oh, I believe it. I believe it. My goodness. God, I just love this piece. Actually, I'm going to grab this one, I think, and put that one next to it. This one? Yeah, those 3. Sorry, I'm just focused on fabric here for a second. It's all so pretty. Have you ever done that? And you're you're trying to do something and you're you just get distracted by the pretty fabric. You're it's just so pretty. these two up together. 4. There's 5. It's all so pretty. 6. Got here. 7. One more. 8. All we're really doing is we're dictating what pieces, which colors kind of go together in the quilt, because these are going to get cut up into little pieces, smaller pieces, and then put back together. So there's our 8 doubles. There's 1, 3. Here's 1, 3. Okay. And then here's 1, 3. There we go. All right, now we've got them all matched up. I wanted to kind of go through a few of them just to kind of get them out of the way. And now that they're all matched up, we can finish sewing the rest of them up together. There's my little... I am so full. Even with this jelly roll sitting out for as long as it did, it's still full of lint. Just everywhere. Look like a unicorn threw up on me in it. Give me some. Mat's full of look. Just... There we go. All right. Just display it and then keep the seeds. I got you, Chloe. So you really can't use the flesh of it at that point, I'm guessing. But I understand the bragging rights behind it. I can understand that. And I'm sure there were a lot more pumpkins that you were able to use to actually, the flesh of them. Go. All right. Just going to take a quick second to remind everybody, if you haven't already, please consider hitting that please tickle that like button for me. It really helps out the channel more than you really know. So if you haven't already done that, please do so. And if you're watching and you have not subscribed, or you're considering subscribing, please do so. I was reading some of the analytics for the channel the other day. I try not to pay too much attention to the analytics for the channel, to be honest, because that's not my main focus. And I've mentioned this 100 times before, and I apologize for kind of being a little bit of a broken record about it, but I just don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. I don't focus so much on the analytics for the channel, and I'm not super concerned about the number of people that subscribe or the number of people that, respond or things like that. I'm just not as concerned about that, because that's not the goal of this channel. The goal of this channel is to make friends and make fun things and hang out with fun people. That's the goal of this channel. If we have more friends, we have more subscribers, if we get donations to the channel, those are all kind of bonuses, but those are not the focus of the channel. And so I try not to mention those things, but at the same time, in order to keep a channel relevant, you do have to keep growing it. That's the unfortunate part about YouTube, is you do have to keep growing the channel in order for it to stay relevant. So I do mention it on occasion, but I try not to harass anybody about it or just, be completely, chatty about it all the time. I try not to. But hi, Sean. Good morning. Sean from The Guy Who Sews is joining us this morning. Good morning. He says, I hit the like button on the way in. Haven't found a video of yours I haven't enjoyed yet. Oh, well, you were so sweet, Sean. Thank you so much for that. I appreciated that. I can probably point out a few that were not to the best of par, and they were definitely in the beginning of the channel. So if you want a good laugh, go see if you can find those, because they're back there. And one of the other things I wanted to mention real quick is I've done a little bit of reorganizing, and I know I've teased you guys about this before, but I've done a little bit of reorganizing with the videos. I've created some different playlists, so if you open up the channel, the actual channel page, you'll see some different playlists there. I've tried to shuffle things around a little bit so that the things that we're working on and the newest videos are kind of up towards the top of the channel, and they're really easy to find. They're really easy to find the projects we're working on, and then the older stuff is more towards the bottom. I've also have a specific section or category there that's dedicated to cotton cuts. So if you are a cotton cuts fan and you're interested in any of the projects that we've worked on for cotton cuts, there's an actual playlist section there for that. So I've been trying to do a little bit of administrative work with regards to the channel, just to kind of get it a little bit more organized, make it easier for people to find things if they're looking for them. But if there's ever a question, please reach out. Let me know. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. Kelly says, that's my goal too. Fun, friends, projects, and a bit about general goes on. Exactly. Yeah, I'm not, I'm not in, if the channel starts making money, great, but that's not the goal. That's not where I'm at right now with the channel. I'm not looking for this to be a career. I'm looking for this to stay a hobby, at least for now. We all learn and grow. That is exactly right, Sean. That is 100% correct. Yeah, Patty, Terry's having issues. I'm not sure if it's on my end or on her end. I did try to look at them earlier. I did try to look at it a little bit earlier, and I couldn't figure it out. I'm going to dig into it some more after the live stream is done and see if I can figure out what happened. I've been talking to her as well. She's been sending me messages on Facebook. And I know she's watching, and I really appreciate the fact that she's here, and I feel terrible that she can't participate in chat. I'm really sorry for that. I'm sure it was something that I did somewhere along the lines. But I didn't see anything that was glowingly obvious, so I'm going to have to dig into it a little bit more. I'm also going to ask her to check her own settings as well. I'm sure she knows a lot more about YouTube than I do. But I know that Chloe had that issue once before, and it turned out to be something in her settings. So that's the only other, piece of advice I have for right now. But we'll figure it out. But I am aware, yeah, for some reason, one of our dedicated subscribers has been accidentally blocked from the channel. We don't know why, we don't know how, but we'll figure it out. So, Terry, we know you're there. We love you. We're sorry that you can't participate in the chat, but we truly appreciate the fact that you're at least still watching. So, I did check the block list on the channel. It doesn't have her name listed, so I'm going to have to do some more digging and see if I can figure it out. Sean says, try refreshing the page or closing your browser and reopening it. Yeah, if she hasn't already done that. Dawn says she's working / listening. Well, I appreciate that. Chloe says, fun podcast, Sean, exciting news. I will check out that after the channel today. I did not get a chance to catch it this morning, so I'll make sure to check that out. Exciting news. I'm excited to hear what that's all about. Yes, Kelly says she saw Terry somewhere yesterday. Mom and Pop, most likely. Gosh, it's been forever since I caught their channel. I need to get over there and pop over there and say hello to them. It's been forever since I've been over there. I am just about out of thread on my bobbin. Let's see if I can get through this strip. Actually, I might be out. Let's see. Oh no, it's still spinning. Still moving, but I am just about out of thread. I don't think I'm going to make it to the end of the strip. Let's see. Still spinning.
Still spinning. Yep, it's done. Yeah, I didn't make it to the end. Oh, wait, actually, maybe I did make it to the end. Hang on, let's see. I did make it to the end. Yay! I won the bobbin race. Woohoo! Yay! Just make the bobbin. So I'm going to put that up here so I remember to wind a new one. And I got a second one over here. Kelly says she's going to head out now, get some work done. I'll check Sean's podcast too. No problem, Kelly. We appreciate you being here. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Have a wonderful rest of your day and rest of your week. Hopefully we'll see you again next week. And for those of you who don't already, please make sure you go over and follow both Sean and Kelly's channels. You can do !Sean and !Kelly in chat. Make sure you go head over there and follow those guys. Sean is doing some really, really cool things on his channel. So is Kelly. I mean, they are both just so dang talented. Just so much more talented than I am. So much more. Sean is an ambassador for Hot Cuts, so he's going to be helping out with that stuff too, so that's exciting. He does a lot over there on Cotton Cuts. I see him all the time on the Facebook page. You know what it is? I follow Facebook, and I'm religiously on there all the time. It's just a matter of, like, getting in and putting in, you know, like, comments and things that you just kind of forget to do. You take for granted that you need to do that so people actually know you're there. Yeah, so that's something I'm working on. I'm trying to do that with my other content creator friends too. I'm trying to remember to consciously remember to leave comments when I'm watching their videos so they know I was there. You know, I know they appreciate me watching even if I don't leave a comment, but I try to make sure to let them know that I'm there, that I support them. And it's also helping to encourage others to do the same. I mean, that's kind of the whole point. This project is going to go together so quick. So quickly. Oh, Sean, yes, 100%. He says, do you mentally reply to people? I do it all the time. I am one of those talker out loud people. That's why YouTube is the perfect platform for me, because I talk all the time, whether it be to other people or just to myself. It doesn't really matter. That's why YouTube is great, because I can talk to a camera, and whether there's actually people there listening or not doesn't really make a difference. But no, I 100%. Yeah, no, I'm constantly talking to people on the screen when I'm watching them, and I'm like, oh, that's a great idea, or oh my gosh, I didn't think about that, or oh, that looks so pretty. Yeah, I really need to actually like put it on the paper kind of thing. Yeah. Yep, I'm with that. Oh. Well, Chloe was able to tag Terry in the messages, so for some reason we just can't see them. But we know she's there. We're really sorry. I don't know what happened. I will look again after the stream ends and see if I can figure it out. Like I said, we had that problem with Chloe before, but she was able to figure it out. It turned out to be something on her end. So I'm sure it's not on Terry's end. I'm sure it's on my end. I'm sure I did something stupid because I do things like that all the time. But I'll look into it more after the stream, see if I can figure it out. Maybe I accidentally put her in timeout or something. I don't know. Who knows? Jose. Thank you so much for joining me today. He says he's new to the channel. I'm doing well, thank you. I hope you're doing well as well. Also, AS Blind Made Production. Alfonso, good morning. Welcome to the channel. He says he's from Colorado. He says, have a blessed day. He started his garden 2 weeks ago. Well, that's exciting. Welcome to the channel. Not sure why I didn't get the little pop-up, but hello, good morning, welcome. All right, so, okay, we got one more of our 3-piece strip, and then we start with 2-piece strips. So we are working on a pattern called Tiffany. And it is basically a strip project. It just all you need is one single jelly roll. So if you've got a jelly roll in your stash, you can grab that and sew along with us. It's going to be really easy to do from what I can tell so far. Got caught there. There we go. Right now we're just sewing up 3-piece strips and 2-piece strips from our jelly roll. And then we're going to be cutting those into pieces. So far, so good. I'm excited for this project because it's kind of, I don't want to say that it's mind-numbing because a project is never mind-numbing, but this one is a lot less complicated than some of the other projects we've been working on. Not that any of the projects we've been working on have been overly complicated, but because there's really no technique to this one. This one's just going to be straight stitches. I'm sure there'll be a little bit of matching up of seams a little bit. We'll have to take a look. But it's going to be very, very simple. So if you're a beginner quilter or you're a beginner sewer, this one's going to be really, really easy for you to follow along with. Really, really super easy to follow along. Most traditional jelly rolls come with between 40 and 44 strips. So as long as it has at least 40 strips, you will be able to work on this one all by yourself. Okay. Great. Go. Go. Oh. Kind of a quiet day today on chat. That's all right, though. I think everybody's kind of focused on their projects. Me too. I will be the first to admit that I am kind of focused on this, but as simple as it is, I'm kind of hyper focused on it at the moment. There we go. There we go. Alright, that was the last of our 3-inch. Okay, found another one. Jose, that's not really appropriate for this channel, so we appreciate you joining us, but we're going to have to ask you to leave now. I was kind of worried about that. And if anybody else is joining us that is not here for sewing, I'm going to have to ask you to leave, please. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. There's always one in the group, right? Hi, Kathy. Bye, Kathy. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a good day. Oops, I didn't mean to hide Streamlabs. Oops, I accidentally hid Streamlabs from the channel. It's not what I wanted to do. So, sorry about that. Dawn, I accidentally hid Streamlabs from the channel. Give me just a second. I'll have to fix that later. I was worried about getting somebody else out, and so Thimbles might be deactivated here for a minute. Yes, it has been, and it's like all of a sudden, like the last 2 times that Lucas has not been on the channel, it's happened to me. So if there's anybody else there that has subscribed to the channel that is not here for sewing related purposes, I'm going to ask you politely to please not be here anymore. Leave on your own accord so that I don't have to remove you myself. And I accidentally muted Streamlabs, so unfortunately for the next half an hour, Streamlabs is unavailable. So your thimbles are unavailable for the next 30 minutes. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. It's been one of those days. It's just like, really? You know, the part that just floors me the most. Hi, Kim. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're well. The part that just floors me the absolute most is that they actually take the time to subscribe to the channel, wait the 5 minutes before they can chat, because I have it set up so that you have to wait 5 minutes before you can chat. Wait the 5 minutes and then put in messages like that. It just floors me that they have that much patience. Really? So, it is what it is. You know, you try. It makes you laugh. Alfonso says that he would like to drive a train one day. Well, that's exciting. The train would be fun. There's a lot of computer games out there that allow you to play with the trains. Alright, so now we're on to our 2 strip sets. So these are going to go together really quickly. And then we'll probably be able to start cutting by the next episode. This one's, I think, I'm not sure that we get back to this one in June because my schedule is pretty limited in June. I think this one is not up again until July. But that's okay. Morning, Janet. What am I working on? I'm working on a new project, a brand new pattern called Tiffany. It's by Rosa Quilts? Villa Rosa Designs. Sorry, by Villa Rosa Designs. It is basically a handful of strip sets that we're going to sew together, and then we cut them up and we sew them back. It's not a Bargello. It's nothing like that. These are straight line stitches. No crazy mismatchings or things like that. It almost reminds me of the Yellow Brick Road pattern that we worked on once a long time ago. It kind of reminds me a little bit of that. I'm just going to grab one right after the other. Dawn says she's cutting up some tomatoes to eat for lunch. Yum. And I apologize to everybody that's just joining us. Streamlabs was accidentally muted. My fault. So, the Thimbles, I believe you're still earning Thimbles. You just can't see the messages. I did unmute them, but I'm going to have to fix it. I'll fix it later. I'm sorry. So, for the next few minutes... So for the next few minutes, unfortunately, Streamlabs has been muted. Alfonso wants to know how he can help his brothers appreciate farmers. I'm not sure, Alfonso. You know, just maybe explain to them the importance of it. You know, all of our food comes from the farmers, so it's important that we appreciate them. But just a reminder, Alfonso, this is a sewing channel, so we would like to try and keep chat about sewing, if we can. Janet says she'll have to watch the replay. Need to go to bed. No problem, Janet. We completely understand. We appreciate you being here, though. Thanks for that. Our strips. Honda-proof quilter is here. Hello, lady. How are ya? I hope you're well. You've been having some fun. Everyone hug the bot. The bot's muted at the moment, Dawn. I accidentally muted him. So unfortunately, none of the commands are working. Hi, Brandy. Kim says, I have a bunch of fabric that I had packed in a box and someone picked up. They never showed up, so thinking I'll just do pre-cuts. Kim, if you got a jelly roll, you can work on this pattern. Or if you have fat quarters that you can cut up into 2.5-inch strips, you can work on this pattern as well. Janet's reminding everybody. Kim says, may I answer Alfonso, please? As long as it's appropriate, yeah, feel free. Thanks for asking. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to discourage anyone from communicating. It's just we want to make sure we're keeping things appropriate. Yeah, Kim, you're welcome to answer him. I don't mind talking about other subjects. I just want to make sure that we're all keeping things appropriate. That's all. All right. Hi, Gladys. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Fantastic weekend. Kim, I think that's an excellent response. Thank you. Agreed. You have to respect farmers because where does our food come from? All of our food, everything, even the frozen stuff, even the prepackaged stuff, that all starts at some point from a farmer, from grain, from things like that. It all starts somewhere. So, agreed. Unless you're growing all of your own food and produce and never purchasing anything from a grocery store, there's a farmer involved somehow. 100%. Dawn says, "Well, looking for yardage in the stash and realized I have whittled down my stash to just scraps. I have yardage on bolts. Most is fat quarter or smaller." I have so many fat quarters, Dawn, so if you start to come up with ideas for using fat quarters, let me know, because I have so many of them. Oh my gosh, so many of them. I really don't have a lot of yardage fabric. Most of my stuff is pre-cuts, and I'm going to say 90% of it is fat quarter. Most 90% of it, fat quarters. I really don't have a whole lot that's on yardage anymore. I think I have one drawer down there at the bottom that's yardage fabric. Everything else is pre-cuts. No, Fern, the slots are not working today. I accidentally muted Streamlabs. So the CloudBot is not working, which also means that unfortunately you can't check your thimbles. Unfortunately, I accidentally muted it. So I have to fix that. So today's been a fantastic day for technology. Poor Terry, our subscriber Terry, she is accidentally muted. I'm not sure why. I don't know why. I'm sure it's something I did. And then I accidentally muted Streamlabs as well. So unfortunately the slots and the heist games and all the fun things that we normally do in chat are not working right now. Sorry. My bad. Ooh, the deep dive. Brandy, that sounds like a lot of fun. She's working on month 3 of the Legit Kits deep dive. Gladys says I'm cleaning house. I'm so sorry, Gladys. We all feel for you. This doesn't sound like fun at all. Not even a little bit. Pillowcases. Yeah, I don't really make pillowcases too often. I probably should make them more than I do. I make a lot of table placemats. I make a lot of placemats with mine. That's what I use them for a lot. But I also find that the fat quarters work really well for projects too. A lot of the projects that we work on here on the channel are pre-cuts, and they're usually fat quarters for the most part. Fern says she's trying to make a quilted purse. Well, Fern, we would love to see pictures of that, so make sure you post them on our Facebook group. You can do !FB in chat for our Facebook. Kim says, "The lady that used to live here literally dumped a bunch of fabric at my door. After sorting, there are over 120 fat quarters, 15 flat sheets, and probably 300 yards of fabric plus a bunch of scraps. Wow, Kim, where do I sign up for that, neighbor? My goodness. Wow, that is awesome. That is really exciting. Hopefully it's fabrics that you enjoy working with. That's the one fear I always have, is that people are gonna send me stuff, or give me fabrics, and I'm just gonna absolutely hate them. But that has never happened. There have been a couple of subscribers that have donated fabric to the channel before. They know who they are, and I truly appreciate them. And we've used their fabrics in projects before, more than a few times, in fact. And I've yet to come across fabric that I hated. So that's a good thing, as they did a fantastic job of selecting the fabrics they sent to me. Not a requirement, by the way. No one ever needs to send me fabric. That is not a necessity for this channel. Appreciated, but definitely not a necessity. And I have a couple of subscribers that have reached out to me for scraps, because I mentioned before that I have a bunch of scraps that are building up, and I mentioned that if you're interested in them, to send me your contact information, and they did. So I have them on the list. I have not sent them anything yet, but I probably will be soon, because I actually need to start emptying out this room. I wish that would happen to me, right? Only give me noise pollution. Well, at least it's only noise pollution for you. I get more than just noise pollution by me. We have the house next door to us. We refer to it as the frat house. It's basically a single mom who has a son who's of college age, or beyond college age now, I guess, who has a bunch of friends and they all hang out in the garage, and they participate in extracurricular activities that are technically legal now here in the state of Illinois, but it really makes it difficult for you to have your windows open, because our houses are so close together that the scent wafts, we'll say. And so yeah, we'll stay with that. Noise pollution. Linda Denton says she loves scraps. Well, Linda, I love giving them away, so I can add your name to the list of scraps, people that want to receive scraps from me at random times. I am happy to pay the postage for those things, because at least I know that they'll be going somewhere that they'll get used, because I do use some scraps, but it's usually just for practice. It's not usually for project. And I'd much rather see them go somewhere where they will be used for projects. So I can add your name to the list if you're interested, because I do believe I still have your address. Kim says, the scraps I cut into 2.5 and 5-inch squares, 2.5-inch strips, and crumbs. The yardage is being used and shared with a friend, and I'm cutting the rest into 10-inch squares and smaller. There you go. Oh no, yes, that kind of pollution. Yes, that is exactly the kind of pollution. Yep. Yep. We've had that too, but I think my neighbors are so poor they can no longer afford the wacky tobacco. Wow. Oh my gosh, Kim. I mean, they literally just dumped it at your door, she says. Oh my gosh. She said it took her an hour to clear a space to the front door so she could get in her apartment, and it took over 2 hours to get it all inside. She was moving and didn't want to move it. Oh my gosh. So I got it. Sent a dress just in case. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, I have a list going, and so what I do is I'll just kind of create packages. Whenever I have stuff that I want to give away, I'll just kind of separate it into packages and mail it out to whoever's on my list. Yes, baby bibs. That's a good idea. Yeah. If the girls ever get pregnant, I can make baby bibs. With the fat quarters, you're saying? Yeah, for sure. That would be a fun one. Not that anyone is, rushed to start a family yet. That's a good idea eventually. I'm sure those things will come up on the channel eventually. She did move it to your doorstep. Well, that's only if she put it in boxes, though, Dawn. I mean, if she literally just dumped it, that's a whole nother story. Because that's kind of what it sounds like. It sounds like it was not neatly packed in boxes. It was just dumped. I have to say, this is like a first for me. This is a brand new project. We're just starting it today, and we're going to be done with the initial part of sewing before the first episode. That's a first. I can honestly say that that's never happened before on this channel. That's why I think this project is going to go pretty quickly, because I'm going to have to do a bunch of ironing the next time we come together. Oh, no, that one goes over here. The next time we come back together, we're going to have to iron. We're going to iron up all these seams. So we're going to be doing a bunch of ironing then, which will be second episode. And then we can start cutting. Subcutting. Cutting and subcutting after that. Oops, I dropped a string. I love this fabric. I got to tell you guys. This fabric is just so cool. So cool. Bye. Been making some things and putting in totes in case I need for someone. Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't think that. The problem is I don't really have a lot of storage space right now. I will eventually, but right now I don't. So making things like that and storing them away, it's just not really feasible for me right now. That is going to change soon, hopefully. But right now it's not. So we'll be adding extra projects, and if you guys have a good pattern for baby bibs, please email it to me. I'd love to have it. If you guys have patterns for any projects that use fat quarters that you'd like to see on the channel, feel free to email me ideas. I'm happy to take them. I can't say that we'll always work on them. I do have the jar openers one that one of the subscribers recommended to me. I do still have that one kind of off to the side as a filler project, because I like to do those smaller projects every once in a while. We're kind of when we get knee deep into a lot of bigger projects, it kind of you need that satisfaction of being able to finish something. So that's usually when I pull out those smaller projects, and I'll do like some scrunchies or some little makeup bags or something small that kind of give me the satisfaction of being able to finish something. So stuff like that, baby bibs, things like that could be a lot of fun. I'd love to do something like that. Maybe we can donate them. So if you guys have ideas like that, please feel free to email them to me. My email address is in the description box below. I'd say you could use the command !email, but it's probably not going to work because I muted Streamlabs. I have to fix it. It's been one of those days. Don says, well, I gotta scoot. No problem, Don. We appreciate you being here. It was literally a river of fabric. Oh, my goodness. It was a mess. Oh, my goodness. notebook covers that can be used over and over again. That would be fun. Bowl covers that are easy and very useful. Those sound like that sounds. I wanted to do a bowl koozie. I did coffee cup koozies for a little while. I'd made a bunch of those before, so I've had those. I've made those before. But yeah, those. Sometimes you need that little win every once in a while so you feel like you're accomplishing something. I mean, you guys know it yourself. When you're working on these big projects, it's like for a while there, especially when they take so long to do, it's like you feel like you're not getting anywhere with anything. You are, but you don't really feel like you're finishing anything. So it's good to have those little ones in there every once in a while to just kind of feel like you accomplished something, Oh, stinky fabric. That's always a fear. That's always a fear. I'm an ex-smoker. I don't smoke anymore. I stopped smoking well before I started quilting, so none of my fabric has ever been exposed to smoke or things like that. It is exposed to animals. Unfortunately, I do have animals in my house, so it is exposed to that. But yeah, I can understand that. Being an ex-smoker, I can understand the smell. That would be an issue for sure. Well, this is a first, guys. I'm not even sure what to do here because we finished sewing the first set of what we needed to do on this project within the first episode. It's just so weird to me. So we have all these strips sewn up, ready to go. And then so next time we come back, we're gonna iron out all the seams. I don't think it gives us instructions on ironing. No, so just iron towards the dark, I guess. Yeah, we're just... There isn't even any matching seams on... Well, I guess there is matching seams. Yeah, just iron towards the dark. So cool. So this one's going to go together pretty quickly. The next time we come back together, we're going to be ironing up all of the seams, and then we will probably start subcutting. Hopefully we'll get to subcutting in the next episode. If not, it'll be the third one. But honestly, I think this one's going to be a really quick 3 or 4 episode project. It's going to go together really, really quickly. So, all right. Well, I think we're going to end the stream here. It's about 10 minutes earlier than we normally would. But I'm just floored with the fact that we finished as quick as we did. Sorry for all of the administrative issues that we had today. Terry, I hope you're still watching, and I'm so sorry about whatever seems to have happened there. I'm not even sure. I'm gonna kind of dig deep dive into it a little bit more here in a minute, see if I can figure it out. I am also going to be adding Streamlabs back, so then that way when we come back, you guys can go back to collecting your thimbles, trading those in for prizes, things like that. Hi, Tracy. She says, hi, bye. No problem. I figured you were probably just lurking. No big deal. I appreciate every single one of my viewers, my watchers, my subscribers. Thank you so much. If you do have friends or family that might be interested in this type of content, please consider sharing it with them. I was super excited when I was going through the analytics the other day and I saw that one of my videos had been shared 7 times. I was like, 7 people shared my video. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so exciting. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. And we just continue to keep making new friends. Hopefully they're, appropriate friends, but it is what it is. You take the good with the bad, right? It just means the channel is large enough that those people are starting to find us. So that's really all that means. So we'll keep going. We'll keep getting through. But anyway. All right, friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful rest of your week. We will see you again next week. Next week starts a bit of our crazy schedule. So we are back next week, and then we've got some in-betweens. So I'll try and keep you guys up to date. Keep an eye on the channel. I also posted events on our Facebook group and invited all of our members. So you'll be able to know exactly which days we have live streams and which ones we don't. It's just for the month of June. Things are a little crazy in the beginning of July, but then everything will kind of smooth itself out by mid-July, and we'll be back to a regular schedule with maybe some additional live streams in between. So, all right, guys, thanks again so much. It's so great to have spent time with you all, and I will see you all again really, really soon. Bye-bye.